Lovely viewers, you are welcome once again to the National Journal. The first Akwasidae of the year 2025 has been celebrated by various traditional communities and chiefs in the People's Lovely Republic of Ghana. Now, Akwasidae is an important traditional day in the traditional calendar of the people of Ghana. So if you are not a Ghanaian, let me take some time to explain what Akwasidae is to you. So Akwasidae is held every 6 weeks in the Ghanaian traditional calendar. So the traditional calendar is 40-day calendar. It's not the same as the normal calendar, the Julian calendar or the Gregorian calendar or the Islamic calendar that is used in other parts of the world. The traditional calendar being used in Ghana is a 40-day cycle calendar. And the first Akwasidae of the year 2025 has been celebrated by various traditional communities and chiefs. Otumfuo, Osei Tutu II, that's Santehene, hosted a spectacular banquet at his official residence at the Menchia Palace to mark this first Akwasidae of the year. You see, because Akwasidae remains a cornerstone of the Ashanti culture, it is a time to honor the ancestors and also celebrate the rich cultural heritage of the Ashanti people. Now, this year's celebration set the tone for further cultural festivities and engagement in the year 2025. Because in this year 2025, we have been promised by Asantehene that there is going to be the celebration of Ujra for the first time in several decades. And so this first Akwasidae is the mouth-watering activity we are encountering, and it was done so spectacularly. You see, the event brought together a host of distinguished guests, including traditional leaders from all the paramountcies and towns and villages in the Ashanti Kingdom. And the event also had a special guest of honor, being the President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Not only him, in attendance was also the Canadian High Commissioner to Ghana, His Excellency Miriam Monrat. There was also the National Chairman of the National Democratic Congress, NDC, Honorable Johnson Esedu Inketia, and some other notable personalities, including the one and only CEO of Despite Media, the Despite himself, and some faithfuls or supporters of the National Democratic Congress, and some other people from the international community. Now, what makes this first Akwasidae dinner, or banquet, so important and so beautiful is that, you see, Akwasidae has traditional undertones. You see, it is a traditionally celebrated or marked day. But guess what? Even though it is like that, the program had in attendance gospel singers, high life singers, people in the music industry, irrespective of the genre of music they do. Now, I am underlining and underscoring this to show how deeply interwoven Ghana is in the area of tradition and religion. Even though Akwasidae is a traditional day marked to honor ancestors, marked to, sit back and reflect on what has been done and what needs to be done, Christians were not left out. Christians were not left out because singing at the program were the daughters of glorious Jesus. I mean, their name even tells you where they are coming from and what their background is and what genre of music they will do. But because Ashantis know that tradition is part of whatever lifestyle we live, the Christians were not left out. So daughters of glorious Jesus were around to entertain the people, the guests, the chiefdom, the nanum, everyone who came to the lovely tunes, to also remind them of the love of Jesus, even though the program is about tradition and culture. You see, there was a live band performance and there was an array of mouth-watering delicacies. The banquet not only celebrated the sacred traditional festival, but also fostered unity and collaboration among leaders from diverse backgrounds, because there were some people from the MPP party who were also there. So at the festival, or at the gathering, the banquet, let me even call it that way, at the grand banquet, hosted, organized by Asantehene Osei Tutu the second, and now Pimso Onkwaso. Various political parties were there. People from different backgrounds were there. All the Nanom in the Ashanti Kingdom were around. Talented music artists from different genre of music in Ghana were there, and people from all walks of life were there. And this is the first Akwasidae of the year 2025. And what better way to celebrate the first Akwasidae with Otumfuo and the president? Yes. So that's all that we have for you. Embrace your culture. You are an African. You are a Ghanaian. That's all that we have for you at the National Journal. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like I always say, stay away. This year 2025, try to stay away from any activity or drugs that will harm your body. Don't abuse drugs. Don't use drugs. Don't even misuse prescription drugs, because when you abuse prescription drugs, when you misuse drugs, drugs will also abuse you.